Peace to you. I would want to offer a reflection on a background to the first reading for the 20th Sunday Ordinary Time Year C. The reading is from the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 38, from verses 4 to 6 and 8 to 10. In the readings, the noblemen, sometimes translated as the princes, princes not in the sense of the sons of the king, but then the noblemen, the courtiers, the court members of the king, those who offer counsel to the king, and the leading people, so say the elders of Judah, went to the king Zedekiah to advise that Jeremiah is weakening the hands of the soldiers, because this is the time they need the soldiers to stay strong and to fight. At this point, Babylon had already laid siege around the city of Jerusalem, wanting to capture the city. This is the second siege of Babylon. During the first siege, the king, Jehoiakim, surrendered, and they took him away together with some other noblemen. So Jehoiakim was taken into exile. They were the first deportees, and Zedekiah, his uncle, was made king in his place. And now, so Zedekiah's kingship is actually coming from Babylon. Now, Babylon felt that Zedekiah was rebelling, and indeed it was true. Zedekiah at some point decided he would not pay the tribute to Babylon again because it was too exacting. And he made arrangements, some treaty with Egypt to join him and then to defend him against Babylon. So he relied on what Egypt could do to save him from the hands of Babylon and decided to rebel. So this time, 10 years after the first deportation, Babylon came back to want to capture the city of Jerusalem again. And now the king needed the men, the soldiers, to come together and fight. And the message of Jeremiah was that there is no need to go and fight. We are going to lose. They are going to capture the city. If we fight them, the king will die. Many lives will be lost, and so many people will be taken into exile. However, if we surrender to Babylon, the king's life will be spared, the city will be spared, and the people will have peace. So this was the message of the prophet. And this is what God wills for the city. Don't fight, surrender. And so the problem here was not whether Jeremiah was weakening the hands of the soldiers or not. It was whether the people were willing to listen to the message of God, however difficult it is, because the demands of this message was something that nobody would want to hear at the time. They wanted to hear something like, oh, the Lord was with you, I'll fight with you, I'll overcome. But so these were the messages of the false prophets of the time. And so Jeremiah had to be silenced. And to silence him, they took him from the city so that his words will no longer reach the hearing of the people, and put him in the world. Now, except Ebed-Melech went to plead on his behalf, Jeremiah would have died in the well. So this is the background to the first reading that we have for the Sunday. But if you want to relate the reading to the gospel of today, because this reading is chosen because of the gospel, then you realize how, because of the word of God that the prophet Jeremiah spoke to the people, the word which was a difficult thing to hear, a message that nobody would want to listen because it was not suiting to their hearing, Jeremiah had to suffer at the hands of his own people, his very people. So that fire which is burning in Jeremiah, which leads him not to keep quiet over what God would want his people to hear, causes him to be a sign of derision, such that his own people turn against him. And in the gospel, you will find Jesus talking about this. So we will turn to the gospel, but then this is the background to the first reading of today. God bless you.